at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
At the 23-yard line.
Now it's Nix. He's got it complete. Derrick Henry. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now third down and 6 to go. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
A gain of 12. And the Bears first down.
To throw, here's Nix. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards still to go. Third down now. Here's Nix. That is caught. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
A gain of 18 on the play.
We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
So from the 26-yard line, here's second and a couple.
At the Dolphins' 26-yard line.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
It's a gain of a yard.
On the sneak, it's Nix. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for fourth down.
Less than a yard.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Sauce Gardner puts it on. And the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, it's Shedeur Sanders.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Wide of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
At the 37-yard line.
They go play action now. Sanders. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Mike Green showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 7.
To throw is Sanders. Under pressure, and down he goes. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 35-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
That's good for a Bears first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Emmanuel Forbes up from the secondary to make the tackle. Now 2nd and 9. Henry up the middle. And a short gain down to about the 33. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
First down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Henry is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce-back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Dolphins nothing.
So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off on the touchdown reception by Derrick Henry. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. His numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary keep.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Derrick Henry with his second touchdown of the game, the fourth of the year. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. He's showing the different ways he can hit you in this first quarter. One rushing, one receiving touchdown.
He's showing us he's not just a stereotype, isn't he? Not just a guy who carries the ball out of the backfield, can get out into space, make plays with his hands downfield. That's a pretty good combination right there.
Defensively, you'd prefer to be going against the stereotype, wouldn't you?
At least you know where he is, right? That gives you a chance to get more people to him and get him on the ground.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Miami set to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident.
And Sanders has it pumped free. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
The Bears now ready to take over again. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. First down carry for Henry. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. 64 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to get with the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Looking to put a drive together. And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be second and a couple. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team. And
he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll set up the screen to Scatterby. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Bears.
Now Sanders. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
That's another Dolphins first down.
Give up the middle, Scatterby. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That good for 22 and a first down.
First down. First and goal.
It's a big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
First down, here's Scatterby. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead of give up the middle. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Third and goal.
Sanders. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Lavonte David making his presence felt in the backfield. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
26-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 76 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Off the play fake, Nix. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Inside handoff, Henry. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Bears first down.
Again, it's Henry. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And the Bears, first down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Throw left side to Kincaid. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll go play action with Nix. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Chicago.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Dalton Kincaid, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears are able to stretch out their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Point after here coming up. And it's 21-3. A 10-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top. Oh, a jet sweep to start the drive. Oh, what a move. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
That's good for a Dolphins first down. 1st and 10.
Here's Sanders. Throw left side complete. That's Hampton. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Brings up 2nd.
From the gun, it's Sanders. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Fielded at about the 28. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense and Derrick Henry set to take over once more. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Here's Lane. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw now, here's Sanders. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Micah Parsons in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
This to the tight end, Kincaid.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football.
On a sneak, it's Nix. And he will have the Bears first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 30 inches.
And the Bears first down.
Running from the gun with Henry. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
180 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Off the option, here's Henry.
Shrugs him off. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A gain of 6. That's good for the Bears. First down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
That's complete to Pierce. This is 2nd and 8.
To number 14, Alec Pierce.
Open man is Higgins. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26.
Nix from the shotgun. This will go to Henry out wide.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
First down. A gain of 13 yards.
Nix looking to throw again. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Bo Nix.
A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Bears are able to add on to their first half lead.
Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing, Sanders.
Under pressure, they got him again. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down.
An inside run with Scatterbo.
And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
On fourth down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Throw right side going to be taken in by Henry. Now 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5.
Throwing Nix.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Nix to the air.
They set up the screen for Henry. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Starting to feel like fall outside, isn't it? Week 7 on the schedule. Let's get right into it. Our look around the NFL starts now. It begins at Gillette Stadium. The Patriots at home to take on the Jets in the AFC East. And it's the Jets defense that comes up with the big play here. They only had one takeaway on the afternoon, but it was an important one. The Jets improved to 4-2 on the year with another win. From there, it's up to Minneapolis. Let's look in on the Vikings. They're hosting the Green Bay Packers. And this is J.J. McCarthy. One of his 2 touchdown passes, he's got another one on the ground. This one is now at halftime, and it's the Packers trying to make it 5 straight wins, and they're up at the half. Lastly, let's squeeze in one more. And this is ARSB Amon-Ra St. Brown. He'll take this one in, one of 2 touchdowns for him in the first half. This one's at halftime now, and it's the Lions with the big lead in front of a home crowd at the half. With that, a look at the rest of the action going on. Remember, bye weeks are in play, so the schedule a little lighter than it's been in weeks past. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
So that flag will set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still first down.
Up the middle, it's Hampton.
Lucky there just to avoid the safety. Able to fight through the tackle, but still backed up near the goal line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
Sanders to throw.
His hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
Fair catch. Signaled for.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll send the tight end in motion.
Henry again on second down.
There's the stiff arm.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 136 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Bears first down.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. 2
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Off the play fake. Here's Nix. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now it's Nix. And they're going to get it. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
And his kick here is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Miami set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A gain of 6. And the Dolphins first down.
To throw is Sanders. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Dolphins first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Micah Parsons in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
No, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He's been terrific so far. Called it a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The Bears' offense ready to go for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead, and they're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way.
Loose inside the 30. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Sanders. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now.
And they're going to get it. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. Mike Green getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts.
And Sanders has it broke free. But I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The Chicago offense set to get started. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Milton Williams gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
To throw, here's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
7 yards. That's good for our Bears. 1st down. A gain of 27 on the play. 1st down, Chicago.
Here's Nix. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. The ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 7.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Nix. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
A 41-yard punt there with no return.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. But it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
And off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a third down.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special
Pressure, and he's taken down. The Bears sack.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees his defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
standing just about on his own goal line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
162 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
At their 49-yard line.
On play action, here's Nix. This taken in by Kincaid.
And he's got this down to the 35. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
That's good for the Bears. First down. 1st and 10 at the 35.
Now a handoff to Henry.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Bears first down.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get about 5 here, so he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Again to Hendon. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
3rd down.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He'll get that to Charbonnet.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
And the Bears first down.
And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Zach Charbonnet.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bears have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
It's 2nd and inches. At the 30.
Sanders. Over the middle, he's got to Slaw.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A gain of 3 yards. That's good for a Dolphins.
Now Sanders.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Shedeur.
Now he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
To throw again, here's Sanders.
Fighting through pressure. But now he's swallowed up and taken down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Keeps him. Sanders has it poked free. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, again to Charbonnet.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 9. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. Out to the flat here for Johnson.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 8.
To throw is Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Bears first down. A gain of 13 yards. First down.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go play action with Nix. Throw left side to Kincaid.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown.
Dalton Kincaid.